Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen project. I'm Mark, and here's where we're at right now. We've got the uppers hung, we've got the floor, the subfloor kind of set up right, and I'm hoping to be putting in the in-floor heating elements probably later this week, maybe early next week. For today's video, we're going to talk about the cabinets. We're going to go out there and kind of finish up what we've been working on. I've been telling this story a little bit out of order. You can see right now I have most of the lowers actually sitting in place. They are not bolted down. They're actually just sitting here. I got them all out of the shop to get them out of the way. You know, this whole room is pretty empty, and it's a safer place for those than out in the shop right now. We actually just held our first party in here. We had a birthday party for my oldest kid and had a bunch of company over, and you know, it's obviously still a construction zone, but we treated it like a kitchen. We even used like the dog gate former door was the bar top, and we fed people off of that, and everybody got to kind of see what this looked like. But these are going to get pulled back out of the way and stashed over in the corner, and that way we're not bumping elbows on stuff and running into this when we're trying to put the floor down. So it's going to go in floor heat, and then it's going to go tile on top of that, and that's coming up. So what's out in the shop on the bench right now is the side panels for the exposed ends of this stuff. So if you look real quick here, down here at the side of the island, this is just the construction style of this. You have the plywood, you got pocket holes, and then you have the face frame sticking out that far. I need to make a panel that fits on here and comes up flush against this so that it looks nice, so that it looks the same as the face frame does, because that two-tone is not great. So we have one on either end of the island. We actually have 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 3 24-inch panels across the back side of the island, and then there's going to be a strip covering the gaps. That allows for some expansion and contraction in that big, otherwise biggest panel. I'm not going to put a 6-foot panel on here and watch it tear itself apart. So 3 2-foot panels will be more stable. It'll last longer. Then there'll be one on this side of that cabinet. Even though that's up against the fridge, it's got to be finished. Same thing with the upper, which is right here, but we haven't hung that yet because we're going to start in the corner and set the cabinets based on each other, and then a dishwasher, and then this gets set down, and then we'll hang that upper perfectly in line with the left edge of that cabinet. Then the right side can kind of float over the window wherever it needs to be. But for the uppers, we'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4 panels. And then just a little chunk of one. The microwave will come down to roughly there. So I just need 2.5 inches or so of a panel right here, because that'll be exposed underneath the microwave. And then we'll have, that's kind of close to all of it. By the time it's all said and done, the uppers are about 1 foot, the lowers are about 2 foot, and then these back panels are also about 2 foot. So what I did was start with, and actually I'm going to start walking out to the shop so you can see it. Started with a bunch of hackberry and cut it all to length. Come on, shut the door. Hey, Mr. Flint. Cut it all to length and started gluing up 1 foot wide panels. And that makes it really easy because I just needed 4 1-footers up on the top on the uppers. And then I need a whole bunch of 2-footers to make up the rest of the lower panels. So what I can do is take all of these 1 foot wide panels now that are really good, but not perfect. These are 13/16 thick. What they have to finish out at is 3/4. So I can run all of these through the planer, probably 1 pass on either side to level it back out and make it perfect. And then I pick the 4 best long ones for the uppers, because those are 40 inches tall. And then the rest of them can get glued together again, so I only have, if I go like this, once this is perfect and this is perfect, I can glue that together and make a 24-incher, and all I have is 1 seam that I can get really, really nice, and I can take whatever variation is out of that with a hand sander, because this will be too wide to fit through my little planer. So that's where we're at. We got to get all these through the planer, glue together all but 4 of them, and then put stain and clear coat on them, and then they can go back in the kitchen and wait for the cabinets to get set. All right, we're back in the kitchen space to kind of talk about the panels we just made. Now, the clear coat that I just sprayed on there is a General Finishes product. It is conversion varnish. It is awesome. I love this stuff, but it's incredibly expensive. I think this is a $200 gallon of stuff. It's a part A and a part B, and you have to mix it really, really correctly to get it to work right. But the reason I like it is it's very, very durable. I've used it on desks and a couple of tables and stuff like that, and it just holds up so well. And maybe I didn't point this out earlier, but that center island here is going to have a short bar on one side so that we can have stools up underneath it, and I expect the kids to constantly be kicking the back side of that island. So I wanted it to be really, really durable, and that's why I went with this stuff. In fact, the entire kitchen is going to be clear coated in the same thing, so it looks the same, it holds up the same. So far, it looks like I'm about halfway through my brand new gallon of this stuff, so I'm hoping the half gallon will get me through all of the doors and drawers, but it probably won't. I'm probably going to have to buy another one. Anyway, let's take a quick look. This is, so the one free hanging cabinet that doesn't butt up against anything. I already attached the sides to that, and that's what this looks like once it's actually on and finished. We looked at this one earlier. Now that side looks really nice. It looks clean. This one over here by the window also looks really nice, looks really clean. I'm very happy with it. If we come over here real quick, I kind of set this up again just to look a little bit like the bar so you can see how this looks. Now, first of all, let's look at this stain. That's the back side of one. Those are the colors that we really liked, but obviously sometimes you get not that color mixed into the same piece of wood. So then you stain it, and it evens that out a lot. So it's very nice, happy with the colors. Here, I'm spinning this one around. So you got to look at the back. Those are the same pieces of wood. That would make this the really, really light one. And if you look at it here now, it all blends in together very nicely. Okay, so this is the island. You can see how that face frame works. It hangs over. So then the panel will end up, it's kind of hard to do one-handed. You'll just have to imagine it. Now look, just a tiny, come on, focus, dingus. All right, now we have a little focus. So there's just a tiny little lip, which is exactly what I wanted. That way it's not under, it's over, if anything. But that's what the side of this will look like. I need you to focus again. And you can see, now first of all, that's only 30 inches tall. The box itself is 30 inches. We've talked about the toe kicks. Those are 3 right now, but they'll get taller depending on how high the floor ends up. Whoa, saved it. I saved it. So I left that really long so that I could cut it to length to make it match what it needs to with those cabinet boxes. Once the toe kick height is added into it, and then accounting for the uneven floor because it's almost an inch lower in the middle. So those are long, they'll get shortened down, and then they'll get attached to the sides of the ones that you can see. And yeah, everything's really nice. You can see here we've got tile, and then the heated floor is down. Now, I'm not going to talk about this much right now. This has been, I think, a fairly short video, if I've got my math right. Runtime on this is pretty low because I've been really busy with other stuff behind the scenes, getting ready for the next step. So the next step is going to be heated floor and tile, and then all of the cabinets can get installed in place after that. So I'm winded, I'm tired, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you come back next week because that will be the video where I talk about the heated floor and getting the tile on, and man, we'll finally look like we have a kitchen at that point.